Meet the Rebo, my hot tent Jimny. I went to Hanle this New Year to try and spend the Losar festival with the Changpa nomads of the region. My journey started on December 28th with some light snowfall in the Rong Valley on the way to Hanle. The snowfall got progressively heavier along the way. It was practically whiteout conditions after I passed the Loma checkpost and I had to drive very carefully on the snow.
I still remember that first September, driving you home. Oh my, it's a big world out there.
Full whiteout conditions outside. Driving very carefully, very slowly. I already put 4x4. I'm driving at like around 30. Just making sure that I don't have to brake anywhere. Just like go slow. Use engine braking. And yeah. Just hopefully nobody comes at speed on the opposite side so that I have to brake suddenly, then I will skid. So I didn't put the snow chains yet. I don't think I need to put snow chains as long as I don't start slipping. Rongo village. The weather started clearing as I neared Hanle, and after a while it was as if there was no snowfall at all. The next morning, I left for the Changpa camp with Mr. Tinle Norbu, who wanted to visit his brother's camp in the mountains and promised to show me the different nomadic camps along the way. हानले में खेती बाड़ी करता नहीं करता है?
खेती करता है थोड़ा बहुत.
क्या करेगा? गेहूँ?
नहीं तब
आता है यहाँ?
नहीं अच्छा सा आता है, नहीं आता है. मटर आता है.
मटर भी आता है?
हाँ मटर आता है, आलू भी आता है.
ठीक है.
पे आजकल हमारे आदमी जो ये है ना,
हाँ.
अभी पहले हम लोग वहाँ, आज हम दोनों जाता है उसी में, यहाँ से पैदल आता है.
हाँ.
आजकल तो होता है जवान लोग बोलता है गाड़ी में जाएगा तो ओहो आज वो थक गया, ये बिल्कुल टांग में बीमार है, ओ कंधे में बीमार है, ऐसा बोलते. पहले वहाँ से पैदल आते हैं.
पहले घोड़ा होगा.
घोड़े में लोड काट के कोई भोपर कोई खाना बना, फिर अपना पैदल में आता है. आजकल गाड़ी में जाएगा तो ऐसे बोलता है. इसलिए तो इन्हें खेती नहीं करता. ऐसे गेहूँ यहाँ अच्छा बहुत आता है.
मैं सोचा नहीं आएगा, हाइट ज्यादा है ना. अच्छा आता है.
गेहूँ तो फर्स्ट क्लास आता है.
We drove across some beautiful landscapes of Hanle, along with some very interesting conversations about the modern youth who are reluctant to take up the work of their fathers and their forefathers.
ये मेहनत करेगा तो यहाँ से मटर और तो बिल्कुल अच्छा सा आना. उसको भी पानी डालना, उसको क्या बोलता खाद डालना है, फिर अच्छा करेगा तो मेहनत करेगा. मेहनत देना नहीं करता.
फिर क्या करते हैं लोग?
आजकल जवान लोग बोलते हैं कोई लड़की लड़का पूरा क्या करेगा, गरीब में जाएगा. 2-3 घंटा काम करो, फिर अपना बस की मस्ती करो, फिर वापस आ जाओ. आप टीवी देख के बैठ जाओ.
25,000 देता है ना?
वीडियो का साथ बिल्कुल ही नहीं करता है। वीडियो बोलता है वीडियो रोज रोज जाता है दिल्ली में जाके तो 6 दिन काम करे 1 दिन रेस्ट मिलता है। यहाँ तो 24 घंटा जाना पड़ता है। ये ठंडे में कौन बैठे को बोलते। पहले हमारे जैसे वही आजकल आज हम दोनों जाता है ना, उसी में 40 ट्रेन था।
ओ ठीक है।
अभी तो कहाँ 20 भी ज्यादा नहीं,
ठीक है।
18 है सिर्फ। बिल्कुल
और कर्नाटक में
The drive was beautiful, but it was also a bit challenging with some snowdrift on the road, but we made it through without any issues.
हल्का सा
और भाई बहुत तो जीना पड़ा होगा।
नहीं इससे भी थोड़ा ज्यादा है तो फिर फंस जाएगा। गाड़ी का अंदर बॉडी में आएगा ना आपका,
हाँ।
फिर फंस जाता है।
हाँ वही तो पक्का।
कल भी आप आया है यहाँ?
कल हमने तो सुबह 2 चक्कर लगे यहाँ।
हाँ।
एक बार लाया यहाँ छोड़ा, फिर दूसरी बार यहाँ फिर लाए।
ठीक है।
ये जो हमारा
देखने से पता चलता है आपको। फिर उसमें कुछ निशाना डालता है उसका कलर कोई रिबन जैसा।
हाँ इधर ये टॉप जैसे इसे लगाता है नहीं।
हाँ।
नहीं पहुंचा
या
देखो नहीं ये
गाड़ी जाएगा इसमें।
इस तरफ देगा हम दोनों थोड़ा बेट लगा दो ना।
ठीक है। कुत्ता यहाँ ऊपर जाना कहाँ से?
यहाँ कुत्ते की तरह इस तरफ फंसेगा नहीं।
हाँ।
ये तो फॉरवर्ड लगा दो।
ठीक है।
हल्का बल लगा दो फिर निकल जाएगा।
हाँ।
और भाई ये
हाँ अभी कहाँ डालना गाड़ी को?
ये इधर रख दो आगे ये निकल के।
यहाँ
वाह अपना कहीं बैठेगा बाद में आप लगा दो।
हाँ।
अभी हम दोनों अंदर जाएगा चाय पिएगा।
I spent the next couple of days in my Rebo, parked next to the Rebo of Mr. Thinley Norbu's brother. We were camped at an altitude of over 4,800 meters, and it was terribly cold and windy, with the temperatures easily going down below minus 25 to minus 30 degrees centigrades during the night. It was the perfect opportunity to test out the hot tent setup in my Rebo. Done. I had bought a portable wood burning stove from the US last year for some hot tent camping during the winter months. And this winter, I modified the rear canopy of my Jimny with a chimney jack so that I can use the wood stove inside the canopy but outside the body of my car. Changtang is the perfect place to try out the hot tent as there is an abundance of dry dung in the area, practically unlimited fuel for the hot tent. Soon I had the stove burning nicely and enjoyed the luxury of having a hot tent setup in my car during the bitingly cold winter conditions of Changtang. Let's see.
So my Jimny has become a hot tent Jimny now. The fire is going on nicely. The Bukhari is burning well. Yeah, so happy. Meet the Rebo
my hot tent Jimny. After a couple of nights, I left to attend the Losar celebrations at a group of Rebo camps that we saw on the way a couple of days back. I was following the same route that we came by earlier, but this time there was more snowdrift on the road and I got stuck. I was quite far away from the Changpa camps, and with no help coming, it was time to use my shovel to dig myself out of the predicament that I find myself in. After a lot of digging and trying, I managed to move forward from snowbank to snowbank. After about 2 to 3 hours of shoveling, I finally got moving again. And managed to reach the Changpa camps where the Losar celebrations were supposed to happen. But unfortunately, the celebrations had finished by the time I reached the place. I parked beside the Changpa tents and set up camp for the day.
कैसे रहते थे 2 लीटर से घर पे रहेगा
The hot tent setup in my Jimny was very comfortable, but there were a couple of issues to work out. So the Bukhari is working very nicely now. First of all, it was always very difficult to roll the chimney. The chimney is made of a thin sheet of titanium and you have to roll it very carefully, taking care not to bend or crack the delicate material. And secondly, the chimney was too tall for my car. I would much rather have a smaller chimney that I can keep in my rooftop boxes and easily use it instead of having to roll the chimney every time. The final issue is that the platform for the wood stove is not very stable and I ended up kicking my wood stove to the ground during the night. So this is the state Bukhari fell down yesterday. Hopefully it's not damaged. Let's see. Although I missed the Losar celebrations of the Changpas, I got some valuable real-world feedback of using my Rebo's hot tent setup in the bitingly cold conditions of Changtang. I wanted to spend another couple of days with the Changpa nomads of Hanle, but I had to leave sooner than expected due to some concerns about my presence there. Sometimes you take a risk to come to a new place and you fall in love with it, you get connected to the people and you want to visit again and again. So this year for Losar I took a risk, came to Hanle, but no, it didn't work out the way I expected. The first couple of days were very nice, but then on the third day, on the day of Losar, I met their Lambadar, which is like the village headman, and he made me feel like very unwelcome, basically because it's like a remote area, so he was like very suspicious about why I came here and what I was doing. So I didn't feel very welcome, and yeah, it doesn't make sense for me to stay in a place where I don't feel welcome. So I'm just leaving today. I actually plan to spend like 2 more days here, but yeah, I'm leaving today. It was not a great end to my trip, but my disappointment was reduced a bit by the spotting of some Tibetan gazelles on my drive back to Hanle. I just stopped because there is a Tibetan gazelle right in front of me. So yeah, it didn't see me, it just saw me now, and it's just like a little wary. I just want to take my camera out, take a shot. It's amazing.